Hello everyone, welcome to the Zoho DataPrep demo. In this demo, we will see how to import, cleanse, transform, enrich and export data using Zoho DataPrep. Today, we are going to prepare ERP data of FindPick, a digital storefront. In Zoho DataPrep, data is organized as workspaces and hence, let's begin by creating a workspace and connecting it to the data. There are a variety of sources available to import from, including files, feeds, databases in your intranet or private network, FTP servers, cloud storage services like Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. We can also use cloud database and cloud warehouse services like Amazon Redshift, Snowflake, Azure SQL, and more. The ERP data of FindPick is stored in Amazon RDS MySQL server, and hence I'm just gonna enter the credentials, select the tables we want, and then import them into Zoho DataPrep. As soon as we import the data, Zoho DataPrep does automatic data profiling by identifying the column data types and also calculates the data quality for the imported datasets. We can see that the items table has some data quality issues, so let's start with that. This is the Zoho DataPrep Studio, and on the right, you can see the data quality of the dataset. It is pretty good, with 95% of valid, 2.5% of invalid, and some missing data. We also show the data quality of each column in the column header, along with the data type and the data distribution in the form of a histogram. Here, the price column has a lot of invalid rows, and that is caused by the inconsistency and incorrect currency notation. I'm going to replace the invalid notation with a $sign. For this, I select the text I want to replace, and Zoho DataPrep automatically analyzes the text patterns and gives me multiple suggestions about how to extract or replace or split data based on my selection. I'm going to select one of the top suggestions and replace the patterns with the $sign. As you can see, there is a live preview being shown as we configure the replace transform. This makes it easier to verify the changes you perform before applying them. Now, you can see that the invalid values in the price column have been corrected. Next, let's fix the missing values in the item status column. Clicking on the column shows me transform suggestions that I can quickly choose and apply. I'm going to use the transform fill empty cells. You can fill using previous, next, most frequent, a static value, or even a formula. In this case, I am going to use a simple formula. If the country is United States of America, then fill with yes. Otherwise, fill no. I enter the formula and click apply. Now, the data quality is at 100%. However, there might be sneaky problems in the data. I want to identify and fix those problems as well. Let's look at the brand column. The column details panel has a detailed histogram which shows that there are inconsistencies in how some brands are spelled. This will cause errors while building reports. Let's quickly fix this using the cluster and merge transform. The cluster and merge transform uses algorithms like Metaphone to group similar values together and provides a way to replace them with the correct variant. As you can see, we've identified all spellings of Samsung and StarTech. Now, we can just replace each group with a correct value. Another hidden problem that I just realized is the duplicate records. I can find out if there are duplicate records using the deduplicate transform. As I suspected, there are duplicates, 10 of them. Let's remove these duplicates right away. The data now looks good, and I'm just going to do some housekeeping by unifying the case style used in the country column. Let's now review what changes we have done so far using the rule set. The rule set tracks every transform that we do. We can see how the data has changed, and we can also go back and edit any of the transforms done at any point of time. If you set up a schedule, every time new data comes in, these rules are automatically applied. You can also save the rule set as a template so that we can apply to similar datasets. Now that we are done preparing the items data, let's move to the reviews data. The reviews dataset contains item reviews text, reviewer name and email ID, and the corresponding item ID. I want to quantify the item reviews so that I can extract meaning from it. So, let's enrich this dataset by applying the sentiment analysis. Zoho DataPrep uses a pre-built model, and hence it requires no user intervention. This transform analyzes the text and tells if the review is positive, negative, or neutral. With the sentiment ready now, I want to bring the sentiment column to the items dataset by joining the two datasets. I am going to use the join option, choose the items dataset to join, and select the column based on which the join should be done. I click preview to generate a preview and remove the columns that I don't need on the output dataset. I am going to remove the reviewer name, email ID, and the review text. Click on Apply Now to join the two datasets. It's now ready. Let's open the newly created dataset. I want to rearrange the columns a little bit, so I use the Select Columns transform, drag and drop the columns, and I'm done. The dataset is now ready to be exported to analytics. I'm going to tag this dataset as it was meant for analytics and mark it ready to use so that others in my team know that this dataset is cataloged and ready for consumption. Now, I'm exporting this to analytics, selecting the workspace I want to export this dataset to, and clicking on Export. And just like that, the data is now available in Zoho Analytics for report creation and analytics. Thank you for watching the demo. For more information, please reach out to us using the contact details available on the screen.